Peace, friends. I'm Tom Arthur, pastor of Sycamore Creek Church in Lansing, Michigan, and you're watching Our Daily Shelter. Amidst COVID-19, we are all sheltering in place, resulting in new stresses in our lives, but also new opportunities. This daily-ish live interactive video podcast is here to help you not only shelter in place, but shelter in God's grace. To find God's grace in your home and the practical situations we all find ourselves in each day these days. Or Psalm 91 verse 1 puts it, those who live in the shelter of the Most High will find rest in the shadow of the Almighty. In each episode of this video podcast, we get to know and learn from an expert in one area of stress we all know too well. We cut right to the chase. What's the one big thing we need to know or do to shelter in God's grace? You can join in the live Q&A by posting a question in the comments or by joining us on our live Zoom webinar at sycamorecreekchurch.org/ODS. That's Our Daily Shelter. And if you're watching on Facebook, would you share this video right now so that others can join in the conversation too and find a little bit of God's grace for today? Let's shelter in God's grace together right now. Admit it, the temptation to be a lazy sloth is especially strong these days. But sheltering in place doesn't have to mean sitting on the couch eating potato chips and binge watching another season of Breaking Bad. I've seen more people walking in my neighborhood and kids outside biking in the streets than perhaps any other time in my recent memory. To help us get inspired to stay fit and be healthy while we are sheltering in place, we're excited today to have our special guest here, Charlie Dobson. Charlie is a former MSU track runner, former MSU athlete. She's been training to run the 800 meter in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, which had been postponed to 2021. Although it got really confusing to me when I was trying to look that up because I think they're still calling it the 2020 Olympics.
They are.
Charlie is also a minister at Epicenter of Worship, a predominantly Black church. The Sycamore Creek, a predominantly white church, has been building a friendship with over the last 2 years. So how is a potential Olympian staying fit during a pandemic, and what can we learn from her about taking care of ourselves while we're stuck in and around our homes? Charlie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. I feel honored.
We're making the run today, no pun intended, on folks from Sycamore Creek or from Epicenter. So we're excited to have your pastor here yesterday and you here today.
Yay, thank you. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful.
Charlie, before we get to staying fit, I'm just curious, how are you doing through this time? Have there been moments where you personally encountered God's grace amidst all the stresses that we're all experiencing right now?
For me, actually, I would say there have been many encounters for me. One being the delay of the Olympics. I know some people probably are looking at it like, oh my gosh, like it's not going to be till next year and stuff. But for me, like leading up to things, it has been as though the Lord has really been guiding me in my training this year. And I could just tell where I was at in my training. I was just like, Lord, I just need more time. Like, I need more time. Like, things are finally falling into place for me. I finally have the stability that I need as a runner. Just everything has just been coming together. And I was just praying for just more time. That was just my prayer for at least 2 months, was just to have more time to focus. And so when I saw that they postponed it, I was just like, oh, okay. I didn't realize not that much time, but I'll take it. And so for me, it's just been a time of just really trying to be intentional with my time and not getting out of sync of things, and just realizing that he's brought me this far, and right now is not the time to like get laxed and get complacent, that I still have a goal in mind to work
Yeah.
towards. And so for me is I can say like that's how God's grace has been showing up for me. And then just having peace. Like most people don't know I live in Flint, and when I moved back to Flint, I moved back to
Mm.
Flint in 2014 in the peak of the water crisis.
Wow.
So having to train through that and having to even train now in the midst of all that has been it's had its challenges, but I can say that God has kept me. Like when I noticed like how things have been shutting down around here in the city, I just had peace. I just had peace like this whole time. Like, Lord, if you've kept me during the water crisis, then you're going to keep me in this time. Like, I don't have
Mm-hmm.
nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been my focus, just to keep my mind on Him and just trusting that He will give me rest that I need in the process of everything. So,
It must be a prerequisite for training for the Olympics to have a positive spirit, because that every time I'm with you or see you or keep up with you on Facebook, that positivity that it really shines through.
um, I believe so. I think that um I could say for me, I've always been a pretty joyful person, even
Uh-huh.
when I was a kid. Like that's just always been my personality. Just always been really upbeat and having always trying to see the best in things. But I do think that when you're trying to train for the Olympics or something like that, you have to really hone into that, and not only look for positivity, but look for the things that pertains to life.
Yeah.
Um, and I think of Jesus, I think of like He didn't die just to give us life, but life more abundantly. And so
Mm-hmm.
for me, I'm always trying to hone into the abundance of joy, the abundance of peace, and not just I'm looking for more,
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
And so I think even in the midst of that, it's just being really disciplined with just training your mind as well. Like you're not just training your body, but you're training your mind as well as you're
Mm-hmm.
working out. So,
I usually start by getting right to it with a guest, but I'm curious, and I think probably those who are watching are curious. What does your training program look like right now? I mean, what's your daily physical fitness plan look like during a pandemic?
well, right now, I just had to go through another change. So the city, we're on a curfew now. So
Okay.
they've shut everything down from 9 to 6. And normally I'm up at 4, getting ready to do my first workout. So
Oh,
I've had
wow.
to make a big adjustment in my training. In that aspect of things, I've had to push it back some time. And then I was the way I was going about training. So I some days like I was doing twice a day. One workout would be in the pool where I'm like swimming like 3 to 5 miles, and then another workout would just be my run and then a lift. So
She
since the
just does
pool,
a workout, Jeremy, of just swimming in the pool for 3 to 5 miles. I mean, that's now what people don't know is you're a big swimmer too.
I am. I've been swimming since I was 3. So I started
Yeah.
swimming when I was 3, and I swam competitively from the time I was 10 to 18. So
Yeah. Did
yeah.
you work out with people beforehand and now you're having to work out by yourself, or has it
So
been?
I so I was working out with people by myself, and there's a few of us we still run together, but we tend to distance ourselves during our runs. I was always running ahead of my group anyway, so for me it's just been a matter of just finding like some people in our group to still run with who are willing to get
Okay.
up. I know some people are a bit fearful just because of how things have been going, and just because people don't understand how the virus is spreading all the way. Um, some people have pulled back some, but I've been
Yeah.
trying to really maintain that my same routine in that aspect. And then, like I was saying, not having the pool and stuff, I've had to find different ways to get that second exercise of cardio in.
Okay.
And so,
All right.
yeah.
So all of us aren't training to try to qualify for the Olympics. But what's the one big thing that you've learned about staying inspired to stay fit in this time when, like you said, one set of training changes and then the curfew hits and now you've got to change again. I mean, it's just a constant change. What's the one big thing that you've learned about staying inspired amidst that changing context?
One of the things that has kept me in mind has been my goals outside of the Olympics. So after
Mm,
my goals outside the Olympics, like what is it that I want to do? Like I want to have a family. I want to have kids one day. I want to have just be able to be strong and healthy enough to walk in my purpose. I made a post a few days ago just sharing just a little bit about my journey up until this point, like how well I feel like I've been in the best shape I have been in a really long time. But one of the things that has been motivating me is just been watching people who have died prematurely because they haven't taken care of themselves.
mm, mm,
And we and one thing I've noticed over the years is that of all the things that God has given us that we do not steward well, it's our bodies that we don't steward well. Like we
mm-hmm.
can have all the dreams and goals that we want, but if we're not taking care of ourselves, if we're not eating right, um, if we're not resting, if we're not being productive and exercising, then we're never going to fulfill everything that He wants for
Yeah.
us. And so for me, my motivation is like, God, I'm not going to be running forever. And so I want to be in a position that even outside of running, like I want to be able to be healthy enough to walk in purpose outside of track and
Yeah.
outside of my sports and stuff. And so looking at the bigger picture um has been my that's helped me to stay focused as well.
Friends, you can post questions or comments in the Q&A or in the comments section here on Zoom or in Facebook. And our executive producer, Jeremy Cracky, is following those discussions, and he's going to bring those to Charlie in a moment. Charlie, what I really kind of heard you saying there is that the physical fitness for you or the training for the Olympics serves another purpose, that it isn't kind of an end in and of itself.
Yeah. Like I think like just being able to take care of myself, like I love one of the things that keeps me motivated about working out is just being able to see like my progress and my strength and speed and stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
so being able to go to a lift and be able to see like, man, like last week I couldn't even like squat this amount and now I can do it this week, and just constantly coming back like, okay, like I can keep going and I can keep doing this.
Yeah.
And just always finding ways. I guess I look at racing as a way to test my body.
Mm-hmm.
Like I like being able to put it to the I like being able to put it to the test. And so for me, I look at it that way. And then just um a lot of what I do, I'm around kids all the time. And so kids are a bunch of energy. Like you have to be able to keep up with them. And
Mm-hmm.
so when I have my swimmers saying like, um, man, you're tiring me out. Like, how you have this energy? I don't. It kind of it motivates me to keep going and to continue to stay in shape because it really helps them out in their workouts as well.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
I was out biking with my 9-year-old the other day, and we biked all around the neighborhood. And towards the end, he kept saying, "No, I'm done. I want to go home." And I was like, "Oh, so you can't keep up with your old man, can you?"
Yeah,
And he got really upset about that. Like he just did not have a good sense of humor about it. But I was feeling good, like as a 44-year-old man, like
yeah,
outlasted my 9-year-old.
yeah.
Maybe that's, hey, I was going to show you before we get to the questions. I wanted to show you one thing I've been doing to stay fit. This might be a little tip for you, okay, Charlie? So
Okay.
I built these homemade barbells. All
Great.
right, see, like,
Nice.
ugh.
I
Have you
was
done any
actually
you done any jury rigging like that, or is it just me and my crazy imagination?
No, actually, I was just talking to one of my old teammates yesterday, telling her that I needed to go get some water jugs because I don't have any weights here. And so
Yeah,
I've been noticing that because I'm not lifting, I've been having to really modify like what I do in my running. And
yeah.
so I told her like I need to go make some weights or something because
Look
I'm
at
not
that.
gonna. this is not going to help me out. So you did good. So you did
Jeremy,
good.
mark this day. I beat a potential Olympian to a physical fitness plan before she got there. All right.
You
Mark
did.
this day. All right, Jeremy, what questions are people curious to ask Charlie?
Well, thanks, Charlie, for being here with us, giving us your precious time today. Here's a question that we got on our Facebook feed. What's the best way to maintain a healthy diet? And in particular, what quick healthy meals would you suggest?
I would say right now while we have so much time on our hands is creating a schedule, setting a time frame of what time you're going to eat your breakfast, what time you're going to eat lunch, what time you're going to eat dinner, and then just going about it that way. One thing I would suggest is that you probably want to eat heavier in the day so that as you're going about your day, it's digesting. And then you want to eat a lighter meal at dinner. So nothing too heavy because you're going to be sleeping and stuff. And then it also depends on what you're eating. If you're a snacker, so I'm a big snacker, and I have to be really disciplined about what I snack on. So at night for snacks, like I'll eat like turkey jerky or Slim Jims or nuts and stuff or trail mix, or before I go to bed. I'll say that. And it also depends. I don't try to if I don't really know the person, what their diet is, I try not to give too much because I don't know if you have underlying health issues or things you can have. And I don't want to just give you what I do and then it doesn't work out because.
Well, Charlie, after this podcast, I'm going to tell my wife that you said it's okay to eat an entire pizza before bed.
No, I didn't say that. You're not about to get me in trouble.
You can't listen to anything Jeremy says. That's why he's the executive producer and not the host. Well, you set us up well there, because next week I'm working on getting Katie Timke, who is a member at our Potterville campus, and she's a nutritionist. And I'm working on scheduling her next week to talk about how we're eating right now. So it is very tempting to snack on potato chips a little more often than we should.
Yes.
So Charlie, how can people keep up with you or connect with you?
They can add me on Facebook to Charlie B. Dobson. That's my name on there.
Okay, so Facebook.
Yep, I'll say. And then on Instagram, it's charlieb.enterprises_801.
All right, that's a big one. Jeremy, did you get that? Can you put that in the comments? Say it again, Charlie.
charlieb.enterprises_801.
Great. All right. We'll make sure that our viewers get that link to your Instagram account. How can our viewers pray for you right now? How can I pray for you?
I would say that you guys could pray that I can stay focused and that my discipline in this time would increase. I'm actually getting ready to go work out. So I was like, this is perfect. This is really going to make me get dressed. So just being able to stay really disciplined in this time while I have this downtime. So that when things open back up, I'm not too out of shape and stuff.
Yeah. This has been really great, I think, Charlie, especially I'm just thinking about some of the news that's been coming out today nationally and in Detroit about some of the struggles that the Black community's been having with COVID-19. And to hear just a different story of somebody who's training for the Olympics and staying fit. And you are certainly an inspiration to us. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. Friends, let's take some time to pray for Charlie right now. God, we do lift up Charlie. We thank you for the gifts that she brings to us, the gifts that she brings to her friends and family. We thank you for her discipline and her motivation and just her sense of priorities and how she's got it in the right order, that this physical fitness serves your purposes in her life. We ask and pray for a continued sense of discipline and structure for her, inspiration. that positive spirit that she has would maintain her through this sheltering in place and through all the changes from a curfew to whatever is next, Lord. We pray that through it all that her running might bring glory to you and not just to herself. We ask these things in the name of Jesus and the power of your Spirit, and all who agreed said, Amen.
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 Thank
Friends,
you.
join me in giving Charlie some love in the comments section and thanking God for her. There are a couple things I want you to be aware of that are coming up. One of them is that we continue with Our Daily Shelter tomorrow, talking about finances amidst financial meltdown with Dr. Sherry Trice at 3 p.m. Dr. Trice is also a member of Epicenter of Worship, and she has a PhD in public policy and administration and is a labor relations specialist at the Michigan Department of Education, as well as a part-time faculty member at Grantham University. She's the founder of Design for Greatness, a nonprofit helping people with life skills, goal setting, mind mapping, and finances. And Dr. Trice will help us navigate these financially turbulent waters. Before we started the show today, Charlie, you said that you actually did something that she helped your church do last year.
Yeah, so last year, one of the things she did, she posted different challenges as to how we could save money. And so one of the ones I did was saving $10 a day. No, $10 a week. I did that one. And so that, I don't know, I was excited about it because I couldn't think of different ways as to how to save.
Yeah.
And so when she posted that, I really got on it and was able to save. I was able to meet my goal and take care of some other stuff as a result. So
small things add up.
They do.
I think
Pennies
that's
count.
probably true right now. Friends, right now we all need to feel connected to God and others. And Sycamore Creek has been busy building online environments where we can connect. Stay connected with us right now through our digital connection card, sycamorecreekchurch.org/connect. Don't shelter alone. Connect with others and God at Sycamore Creek.
Friends, you've been watching Our Daily Shelter, a daily-ish live interactive video podcast and ministry of Sycamore Creek Church in Lansing, Michigan. In this time of sheltering in place, we think it's important to connect with the community. So find community every Sunday at 1 p.m. in a live interactive worship event at sycamorecreekchurch.org/slworship. That stands for South Lansing Worship. Or every Monday night in a church-wide video chat open to everyone at sycamorecreekchurch.org/allchat. You can connect with us and we can connect with you through our digital connection card found at sycamorecreekchurch.org/connect. Submit prayer requests here on this topic or really any topic, or by email at prayers@sycamorecreekchurch.org. We've got a team of people who are praying for you daily. Download and check out our app by searching for SCCMI in your app store, and you'll find lots of great resources there, including past and current sermons. You can also join the mission of Sycamore Creek by giving financially through the app or at our website, sycamorecreekchurch.org. Your generosity helps make resources like Our Daily Shelter available for free. Take a moment and like and follow us on Facebook and share this video with your friends so they can find daily shelter in God's grace too. You may be sheltering in place, but we're here to help you shelter in God's grace. Make your home a shelter of the Most High.